Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. And today it's back into the granddaddy of them all, Gary Grigsby's War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. We hover over the Macassar Strait like a satellite that had not been invented yet. From space, we see this Japanese task force, the main Japanese task force, moving down the strait, and that is going to make this a spine-tingling episode of the dojo. We'll see. We'll see how spine-tingling it is for some of these gentlemen out here on these ships, pixelized men, as they try to scatter to the wind and get out of the way of the big behemoth coming down the strait. We'll see where it wants to end up. I mean, probably Surabaya, maybe Batavia. We shall see. Now we have gone. Or I say we. I've gone in and reprogrammed all of these ships to go somewhere else, which is probably a dang good idea right now. Because this thing, when it came through here last time, was like the Death Star, just shooting out red beams, knocking things to the bottom of the ocean and otherwise. So we'll see. I mean, we've got nothing to match that, obviously, early in the game. But we've got some brave Brits and we've got some brave Dutchmen in wooden shoes out here at Surabaya that are going to get up in their jet. They're not jets yet. They're going to get up in their fighters and see what they can do about it. We've also got some submarines that are going to kind of float by and maybe take a pot shot or two. We'll see if that works out. Um, when offline, I went ahead and went through India and Cape Town, Abaddon, Aden. I went through a lot of those off-map bases, and I've already gone through all of this stuff, all of our different units out here. I thought this time, let's go over to the West Coast. We just haven't covered that a whole lot, and I know the excitement's over by Java. We will resolve the turn here before the end of the episode, but let's go down here to Whoa, I went flying right by the Panama Canal. Let's see what we have out at the Panama Canal right now. Then we'll go up San Diego, LA, do that. We also need to go through Pearl Harbor, at least quickly, just to make sure everything's okay. Now, I have, taken care of a lot of this stuff offline, so you don't have to sit and watch me, struggle to put together the perfect task force with all the perfect speeds and cargo bay. I went and did all that stuff. So let's look at Balboa over here, and we evidently have a ship in port. These have come in now. The Mama Cray. No, is that the Morva Cray? Okay, sure. And then the San Anselmo. All right, they both have a speed of 12. They don't really have much supply or fuel here at Balboa. Why don't we go across the canal and see what we have at Cristobal. Now, at Cristobal, we have quite a bit more because we've got things now coming down from the east coast of the US and dropping off at Cristobal. We've also got a ship over here. It is an AK, the Almac, 13.5, speed 16. Wow, okay. Let's put that together into a cargo task force all of its own. All right, looks good. Done. And then it's just a matter, where do you want to take it? I've already got something going to Tahiti. I think I'll just take this up to Pearl. Well, from down here though, sometimes it's nice to go to Suva or Why don't we go to Suva with this? Sure. We've got a lot of stuff going to Suva, but let's dock it. Let's load supply, which they've got a lot of here, and we will set that up to actually go out here to Suva. This has got a pretty nice endurance, so I think we should be able to make it fairly easily. I mean, rather than bringing something from Pearl Harbor, no, it doesn't have. Wow. Oh, it misses by what, 9 hexes? Wow. Okay. Hmm. Wasn't expecting that. 13.5 doesn't get it there. Ooh. All right. Well, we'll go to Pearl with this then, and we'll drop this off at Pearl, and we'll just do a CS of that. This is basically coming from the east coast of the U.S. down here to Cristobal out to Pearl. So I'll change the name very, very quickly. We'll do cargo Pearl. All right. Looks good. We'll set this on a CS. He can just go back and forth, back and forth. Some of these I'll, send up the East Coast because we need more and more coming down to Cristobal. But of course, Cristobal is only so big. Eventually, we got to take that stuff out of here. This is a good ship to do it. It's got a nice speed of 16. It can really get cruising along. So we've got that CS Pearl Harbor, CS for supplies. Let's hop back over the canal and we'll put these other two. They got the same speed, so we'll just put them as cargo. All right, done. There we go. Put them in the same task force. Easy as you pleasy. We'll also do this cargo. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm sorry. What was the capacity? Pretty good capacities here too. Why don't we do cargo pearl, and we'll leave these in Cristobal. We'll set them up to have a home port of Cristobal, and we'll just send them across the strait or the canal, I should say. I guess it becomes a man-made strait, but they'll come over there, and we'll have them be some of the ships that carry out to Pearl Harbor, which is the ultimate idea here as you get things down into the canal and across. Out to Pearl Harbor, out to the main supply place. They could go up to the U.S. West Coast, but then we're just going to turn around and send Pearl Harbor. So what's the point? Let's go up to the East Coast here. We've finally got, you can see all of the task forces we have coming in. Let's go look at all the air. It should all be training 100%. It looks like we've got it. Yeah, they're all training at 100%. Perfect. Perfect. That's what you want. A lot of these are restricted. They're just training aircraft. That's all you're ever going to do with them. Some we could buy out eventually, but for the most part, these are a lot of restricted aircraft. Let's see what we already have in here now. We've got the Mana. That's a 13.6 with a 12 speed. Hey, we ought to put these together, huh? So the Mechana, yeah, okay. We're going to put those together, and we're going to, they're already docked. Let's have that load supply. All right. And we'll have that go down to Cristobal. And that's how you daisy chain. Just, East Coast US to Cristobal. And we'll just set that up as a CS Cristobal. We'll not refuel down there. It's got plenty of endurance to get, down there and back. We'll start to build that up. Let's make sure I have these on do not refuel. There's no reason for them to go over. It's that one. That's the only one we set up for Pearl. No reason for it to go over to Pearl Harbor and fill up. The whole point is we're trying to get more into Pearl Harbor. Okay, in San Diego, what's happening? Just in San Diego. That I just got back. Literally got back and said I've got to make a War in the Pacific video. I've got to do it. Got to get it up. Because hopefully I could live stream this tomorrow and we can see even more what that Japanese task force is doing. But wow, San Diego, great city, great city. We've got a lot of training. These are all U.S. Navy Fleet Air West, right? All restricted for the most part, or their fourth U.S. bomber. Fourth is pretty much completely restricted to the United States. Um, Training, and we've got one on ASW, these B-25 Mitchells. I think those are level bombers, right? That all looks good. There's nothing we really need to do there. We do have one ship in port. That would be the ACM that's tending our mines. And then we have a local minesweeper, a cargo. What is this task force up to? San Diego, well, okay. It's not up to much. It should be up to going out to Pearl Harbor. How much supply? We got plenty of supply here, I guess. I mean, hell, this is 32,000. Not bad. Let's dock that. Let's load supply. I mean, San Diego is always going to be in supply, or it should be. If it's not, we got questions to ask about our production back at home. Come on, buy U.S. war bonds. Pearl Harbor. We'll CS that, and we will not refuel. Okay, believe that was that one. Yeah, sure is, sure is. All right, that all looks good. We don't want it to refuel out there. Then we have the Grouse, local minesweeper, and we have these destroyers that are waiting for the floating of the Yorktown. All right, up the coast we go to Santa Ana. Santa Ana, combat at target looks fine. Whoops, there we go. No, that's all perfectly fine. Marchfield, we've got some guys training out here, I believe. Yeah, training at 100%. These Warhawks. We've got this Warhawk group that's, their experience is getting up there. Their pilots' experience is getting up there. They've got excellent morale, as you can see right here. Yeah, because they're hanging out, in Los Angeles on, essentially an extended shore leave. You can't beat that. Let's keep training, right? Um, what's happening in LA? We've got one group doing ASW. We do have this Lightning group, but there's only like three of them, right? So, well, three and one's not ready. Um, so I say they're in 10th, so they can definitely go out. The group that there are 25 of them, these Warhawks, they're in 11th. They're not restricted. We could take them off the coast. Maybe something we want to do soon. Let's go look and see what our transport situation is. I don't see any. So we've got these destroyers. Now we sent one of these out to go along with some tankers. We've got the Royalty Frank. Okay, it's just sitting here doing absolutely nothing, which makes no sense with all the stuff that we've got in here. So let's dock it. Let's load it actually with fuel, and we'll take that out to Pearl Harbor. This one I won't do continuous because I'd really like it to be with some other like ships. Um, so we'll run it out there like once and we'll see what happens. What do we have in port though? We just have the ACM and then we must have, yeah, we got the Queen Elizabeth. Oh, okay. She's under repair. Um, all right. She'll be ready in 9 days. I mean, that's just, she's like the massive of all massive troop transports, right? So when she gets ready, we will take her out with some troops. Now, what kind of troops do we have here at LA right now? We've got something ready to move. No, that really shouldn't be at move. That should be at combat, if I can find it. There we go. Combat at target. So essentially, we've taken everything out of here that we needed to take out of here at this point. At this point, there will be more, obviously, that comes in to Los Angeles. What's back here at Mojave? All right, we're doing some training. Now, I know we started this in like 2 or 3 episodes ago, but I really was hurrying and I wanted to make sure we had it all in the way we wanted it. Beautiful Santa Barbara right by the dojo. Okay, that all looks fine. San Luis Obispo. Now, some of these have got to be on the move, right? Strat move at target. No, it says they're all at target. Now, how much damn artillery do we need at San Luis Obispo? Uh, Seems like overkill. Seems like overkill. But okay, it's fine. We can eventually maybe move these out. Oh, they're West Coast restricted. Um, right. Okay. Well, obviously we're looking to shell something out of San Luis. Fort Ord, we talked about this during that episode. Combat, defend, at target. Got it. All looks good. We had just kind of messed around up here at San Francisco. This is really where I kind of wanted to do some focus because some of this stuff can start to move out. We've got an 11th here that's in training, these B-26 Marauders. We've got the Mohawks that are Hawaiian. We've got the Bolos that are 11th. So some of this stuff is not restricted to the U.S. West Coast. These Catalinas. I think really what I'd be interested in getting out of here, well, a lot, these Marauders, 13 of those, 17 of the Mohawks. Again, we don't have enough transports, and so that really is the problem. Let's see. So he's up running Cap. The Eric Cobras are. Sure. No, he's training. Oh, weird. Okay, let's put him on training escort. Okay. We'll take that down to 0. Thought that looked a little strange. Yeah, okay, now they're all training except for the ASW group. What task forces? ASW, local minesweeping. We've got this cargo. What is that up to? Not a whole lot. Um, I mean, we've just got what 1.25 million in supply here. Let's take some supply out. Load supplies. All right, and they'll go out to Pearl Harbor, and we'll just do that over and over and over and over again. Okay, and we'll set that up as CS Pearl Harbor. No need to refuel. That all looks good. We've got 6 ships in port. We better get over to active. There we go. AG, 2 ACMs. We've got 2 AOs just sitting here. Their endurance isn't great, though. I mean, they really have a bad endurance. Uh, let's load them up. Can we do them as a tanker task force? We can. Did I try to do this before? I just can't remember. Let's put them together. Let's dock them. Let's load them with fuel. One way or another, we'll take them somewhere. Let's see if we can get out to Pearl Harbor, though, on a one-way, at least. And if they have to dip into their, oh, we do just make it. So we can do, I'll just do a minimal in case they get off their path, but they should be able to get out there and get back. Easy as you pleasey. Okay, CS Pearl Harbor. There we go. Okay, excellent. Because there's just so much stuff here at San Francisco. We've got to get it out. We've got to get it out. What is this ship up here? This is transports, right? The Crescent City. Why is this sitting in Alameda or Alameda? Did I bring something up here? No. All right. Well, I'm actually going to set this. I've got Transport LA on this. I probably should have moved this at some point. We're going to actually say Transport, San Francisco for now. I'm not exactly sure where I'll, take this. It's got a fairly decent capacity. Crescent City, 1,300 troop, 2,500 cargo. So let's get it over to San Francisco, pick up some of that stuff I was talking about. I've also got a ship in port up here at Mare Island. Oh, that's just a patrol. Okay, fine. All right, so that one out of Alameda will come over to San Francisco. We will get that. We'll have it pick up something. I'm not sure what. When I come back to San Francisco, actually, let's look at the troops. Didn't really look at that. Combat. I've got one moving to Tillamook, or do I? Yeah, it's going up to Tillamook. Gonna eat some cheese. Um, Sacramento? The hell's dude just hanging on back at Sacramento? Protect the capital at all costs. Nobody cares about Sacramento. Come on. Okay, that all looks good. We've got these planes that are, well, these pilots that are training up here. These are all restricted for U.S. fighter. They're running on these Airacobras, so okay, excellent. Yeah, so we'll get some more fighter pilots. Can't beat that. They're up to a 45 average experience, 44. These guys are up to a 56. Unfortunately, it's only 2 of them. They're getting a lot of time. Just those 2 pilots on those 2 planes. Hopefully it'll pay off. Seems to be. Why do we have 2 base forces here though? Huh. Well, we must really be building the hell out of Ogden. Wow, it's got a level 8. This must be because we need the air support. Why Cole wanted us to do this. Aviation support, we've got 120. My goodness, are these units both restricted? Yeah, they are restricted to the West Coast. What's our air support in San Francisco? Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of every kind of support in San Francisco. Okay, looks good. Fine. Eureka! Good old Eureka. Defend at target. That's all good. All right. Corvallis. Oh, whoops. Skipped over. Coos Bay. How could you forget about Coos Bay? It's just fun to say. Let's get you in combat. Not expecting an attack on the U.S. West Coast at imminent. If we get to that point of the game, I'm really going to have to scramble. Um, Combat, defend, at target. Wow, we've really done a good job here of getting everything where they should be. I say are actually cribbing off of Cole's spreadsheet. We've got the artillery here. Strat, defend. Let's get you to combat, my friend. There you go. Astoria. We're up to Tacoma. Tacoma, Washington. Very rainy place, as I understand it. Much like Seattle. Seattle gets that reputation, but I guess well, they're right next to each other, but I guess it is really something. Just, weeks and weeks at a time. Butte. You may be tempted to say but I wouldn't. Not to a local. Move. No, let's go combat. Oh, this is supposed to move to Corvallis? Really? Well, I guess that makes sense. Why would it need to be back here? But why aren't we moving it strat move? Let's strat move it, I say. It's going to take him a couple days to pack. These guys are slow packers, I'll say that. And down to Corvallis. Can you get there? Yeah, I don't know why they were going to march. I mean, they'd be in good shape by the time they got there. Spokane, no need to mess around with that. Did I look at Astoria? I did, I think. Combat at target. Okay. U.S. West Coast looking pretty strong. Oak Harbor. Got the Fox and the Brooks up here. Hmm. They've taken a little bit of damage. They've been out here fighting around with this sub that we never seem to be able to get rid of. We find it quite often, but we can't get rid of it. What is Seattle? I need to go back and look at Seattle anyway. Let's just make sure everything's supposed to be here. At target, at target. Dutch Harbor at, oh gosh, we keep going back to this, don't we? Stanley's going to yell at me for that. Dutch Harbor, Adak, Cold Bay. They all need to go up to Alaska. Let's go, mate. Come on. What ships do we have in port now at Seattle? Oh, we've got the Warspites ready. Hey, look at that. We got the Warspite back. Excellent. British. Okay. The big British battleship, the Warspite, Queen Elizabeth class. You know that it's classy if it's they attach Queen Elizabeth's name to it. AVD, Casco. Okay. We probably would want to send what? Okay, it was two anti-sub, right? All right. And the Luckenbach, we turn this into an AKE. That is correct. Show ships under repair. The Colorado's only got 6 days left. So the Warspite is ready. Now, you got to be careful. It's coming out of here. They've got a submarine. The last thing in hell you want to do is repair that big, old, beautiful British battleship and then have it get sunk right here off Victoria. So we're just going to let it sit here. Make sure I mean, we can take these DDs. As a matter of fact, the ones that are up here and are damaged, why don't we send them? I'm going to cancel this. Let's clear that patrol zone. All right, uh, back. Now then, let's have it go to Seattle. Then we'll have those both get repaired. They've got system damage. I don't think they're major. What is Seattle's port size? Yeah, it's a 6. Gosh darn it, let's get that thing to a 7. Yeah, we're getting there. We're 42% there, but it does have a 20 shipyard, so it can take up to 20,000 tons. What is... These are usually like 3 or 4,000 tons, these destroyers. Um, that one's 1540. That's not the one that's hurt, though. This one is the Fox is 1215. Yeah, we got plenty of space. All right, plenty of space. We'll get them fixed in there. And then we've got the Mugford out here trying to do ASW. For the love of God, get this sub. I don't know why it's taking so long to take him out. Easy for me to say. Hard to find a sub out there. We've got this AM doing or these AMs doing ASW. We've got the AMC here, local mine sweep. Okay. Um, Not a whole lot more to do with that. Transports to Seattle. Gotta happen. We gotta get this stuff up to Alaska. Do we have any transports up here at all? I don't think so, unfortunately. Yeah, we got no ships up here at all, but these are all cargo. I think we brought some over. AS Fulton, right, right. We got the submarine tender out here. Ew. I don't, I don't know where to get transports from. We just don't have any. Let's look at Pearl Harbor. I don't really think we have many transports back here, but maybe we'll have something. Um, because it's driving me crazy. We have the one AP, but he's a tiny one. So, well, the Edelin's not terrible. 2505 and 1250. All right, let's go back to Seattle and see, what do we need to carry? What are we carrying out of there? And that's Oak Harbor. Come on. Obviously, that's Oak Harbor. Seattle troops. All right. The AA Dutch Harbor, so the load cost is 1360. We have another 1360 going to Adak, and we have a 320. Oh, that's nothing. Okay, so we can take those two out of Pearl Harbor and send them back. They aren't like the best transport ships anyway. So let's do transport, and we'll do. Oh goodness, there we go. What about the AD Dixie? Well, that's got a nice cargo. What the heck, man? We'll come back and look at that ship actually. I'm kind of curious about it now. Wow, look at all the firepower here. Transport. Where are the APs? There we go. The Hirondelle and the Edelin. We could at least take two of them. Um, what do I want to send? I want to send something with them. The Dixieland Delight out here. Couldn't name something that nowadays. Um, the DMS maybe? So we get a little mine sweeping with that. He should have a 2 ASW. And he does. All right, excellent. So we get a little ASW along for the ride. We will send that to Seattle. And I'm going to name it, Alaska Transporter. So it's going to take a while to get back here. Gosh darn it. Transport Alaska. All right. Seward's Folly. We'll just set their home base back here in Seattle. There's more stuff. That's a, just a quick little run. It's getting back to Seattle that's the problem. While we're here, let's just look around very quickly. ASW training. We got escort all on 40. Those are all running cap. Training's at 100. That's what we like to see. All right, that all looks fine. Let's look at our task forces here. We've got replenishment, cargo, a lot of ASW, local mine sweeping, mine laying, air. Obviously these are the carriers. Surface combat. What's this replenishment group doing? These are those AOs. Oh, we sent them back to San Francisco. Okay, that all works. Looks good to me. We've already dealt with all this other stuff. Let's go back over here. Let me just kind of look around for a second. I did want to go look at Darwin. What the hell is going on at Darwin? Not the first person to ask that, I'm sure. The Ravenous. Okay. Darwin's got 34,000 in supply, 50,000 in fuel. That all looks good. We've got these APs ready to go at a moment's notice. We've got the Platypus here and the Scout. Okay. Um, Tanker, Minesweeper. Let's make sure none of these are trying to. Yeah, this is exactly what I was worried about. We don't want any more going back up that way. No, sir. That is not good for your health. Let's just have them sit at Darwin. It's probably just easier to do it this way. Darwin, Darwin, Darwin. Yep, there we go. You guys are just going to have to sit here. Uh, Make sure you don't head back up towards the Macassar Strait, Darwin. Okay, so now they're all dead. Shit, these are a bunch of good. Well, okay, I'm not going to cry over that. He's going to come stop us from getting stuff out of the Dutch East Indies, as well as should. What ships are here? Okay. As a matter of fact, some of these, like this, I kind of just want to, these are just hodgepodge. Let's disband that. Let's also, we'll disband that for now. We're going to have to reconstitute some of this stuff. The AM it switch, the Marblehead, okay. Those AKs, they don't really make sense together. We'll rebuild and make sure we've got, these making sense. Let's make sure none of these are trying to head back north. I don't think they are. I kind of looked before the episode very quickly, but I don't think any of these are trying to get north. Let's hope not. We'll fight. You'll hear me curse if one starts straying up there and just gets zapped by the Japanese Death Star. Um, Support. He's supposed to be down here. All right. That all looks fine. All right. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. I can't wait. It is going to be December 29th when we resolve this turn. All right. This goes to the very I put like a save way down here just to make sure that I had a second one, and we've now made it there. Let's play 1229. Oh, I already had 1229. Oh, I guess I had already saved this once. Well, that's fine. Let's play 1230. Well, that doesn't make a lot of sense. All right, hold on. Cancel. Let's go right back into that 1229 slot and we'll save it. Just to make sure, you never know. All right, now then. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens out here. Let's resolve the turn. And off we go. Kind of curious to see when he lands on Rabaul. It's happening. We just don't know when yet. Should have a lot of action out in the Philippines this time. He's getting very, very close to Manila. Clark Field. Should be some pretty decent battles. This next time, I'm probably on the channel. I'm probably going to go through China a little bit. We got to go check out the Chinese situation. I don't know. There's stuff going on all over the map now. This game is kicked up. We're almost into 1942. We should, yeah, I don't know, throw a little. You know what I'm going to try to do? I'm going to try to time it so episode 100 is exactly on January 1st, 1942. And then, episode 500 will be 1943. No, no, we won't take it that far. Um, well, we're going to play that far, but hopefully it will be episode 500. I really need to go over and look at Sumatra again. I'm trying to be nice to the AI a little bit, so this is a really. But I'm playing on very difficult. I mean, come on. But I'm protecting a bunch of things I normally wouldn't protect up in the north of Sumatra. That's for sure. Wonder if Sinyang, if we're gonna get in that tussle there. Now we got knocked out of Hangzhou, like very rudely, I thought. We got absolutely smoked out of Hangzhou. Look at that dark green at Port Moresby. We've built that bad boy up. Oh, hey, by the way, our guys got over to Buna. Okay, I think a few people will be happy. I flew them over to Buna. You guys can get off my back about that. I'm not going to make a march all the way across Papua or New Guinea for that matter. Should I be nervous? I feel kind of nervous now that we know where the task force is. I feel like we're going to start losing a lot more stuff. Well, here we go. Oh, come on! You're supposed to be at full speed, my friend. Improved night sighting under 75% moonlight. Oh, wow. So we got a three-quarters moon out there. What a game. Maximum visibility in partly cloudy conditions and 75% moonlight is 11,000 yards. Okay. Japanese lookouts spot Allied task force at 11,000 yards. Japanese task force attempts to evade combat? What? Whoa, our AKL scared them off. Range increases to 12,000 yards, and both task forces evade combat. Okay. He's withdrawing to Darwin. Excellent. Whoa, 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 whoa. What was this? What? The Hobart. The Hobart's not out here. Near Christmas Island, IO. Why are there Japanese? Huh. So they have a Japanese AK and MP. That makes no sense to me. But the Hobart took very quick action there and took care of them. This has got to be like a stray task force that just wandered out here, unless they're coming around the backside. Well, maybe they're trying to attack Christmas Island. I don't know. But they've got one less PB and or AK. That's very strange. Was that yeah? It said Christmas Island IO. Um. Wow, again, they can spot at 11,000 yards. This game is just so incredible to me. They're trying to withdraw. We're trying to. Okay, the Can Chow's trying to get the hell out of there too. Very strange that they had a task force out by Christmas Island IO. I feel like that was just a stray that, sometimes you get that with human players where, they forgot about a task force or they just didn't set it up right or something. And you'll have one, end up out in the middle of the Indian Ocean that you sink and you're like, why in the world was that out here? Um, Night air attack on Singapore. Betty's coming in hot. One damaged. All right. They didn't do any damage to us. Formation approaching Madon. They're hitting that again. 15 ands. Nothing stirring there as we go to the daytime phase. Oh, okay. Shit. I get out here. I've got so many dang ships doing ASW out here. SSI-9 Japanese gets into the CM Bungaree, which is a mine ship. Torpedo hits 2 on fire, heavy damage. Boo. The Bungaree sinks. Okay. I mean, my lord, we're having a really hard time finding Japanese subs. We've got them off the port of, Seattle, Vancouver. We've got them off Brisbane, Sydney, and we never find them. I've got to, our ASW is pretty bad at the start of the game. It's a level 2 out of, 10 essentially. That's not too good. Got some units merging. Let's hope those good Dutch subs can do some business on this task force when it gets around the corner of Borneo there. All right. ASW attack near Batavia. Oh, excellent. So this is one of the ones I was frustrated we haven't been able to get, but we did nothing. We located it, tried to find it, then we abandoned the search. That was the one I do believe that took down the 224 RAF. The Can Chow, they keep evading combat. I'm not really sure. I don't think they're truly evading combat. I just think we're at full speed. I'm not even sure that I just don't think they're interested in those little AKLs. I don't think it's truly evading combat. That wouldn't make any sense at all. All right, we're spotting a lot of things. We're snooping things, shadowing. Oh boy. I'm trying to get those U.S. task forces out of Rangoon. Oh, one of the things I did offline is I did take that huge task force that just came into Calcutta that we got in and out of Rangoon once, and I'm sending that to Perth out of Calcutta, and then I'll send it on to Cape Town. I sent a lot of stuff out of Cape Town this time too. That had built up a little bit. Oh, sorry. 11 zeros, 20 Betties, 1 Betty damage. This is in at Batangas. Of course it is. Port hits 3, 2, 1. All right, well, I mean, they have just they've they're still digging bomb fragments out of the runway at Batangas, I think. They have just hit this over and over. 22 and 38, one Betty was damaged. Again, we just don't care anymore. I mean, we've got some aircraft there, but the aircraft is completely disabled. Morning air attack on Batangas, 10 and 5. They hit the port, they hit the runways. The AI is picking up on the fact that it knows we have planes there, but those planes are just not, they're not even operational anymore. So they're not really doing a whole lot. Morning air attack on Madon, so they are ready to jump over that strait. 15-17, one airbase hit, two airbase supply hits, seven runway. Okay. Well, we're not flying much out of Madon, I'll tell you that. Oh, in Malaya, we're in a little bit of trouble. They got around us a little bit in Malaya. I'm trying to get down the coast as fast as well. Here we go. All right, here's the big task force. Morning air attack on a task force near. Now, kept saying it was evading combat. Obviously, it wasn't. Whether it even wanted to mess around with the little AKL was the question. The poor guys on the Can Chow never had a chance. They're essentially just wasting torpedoes on that. But the Can Chow is done and out. Those poor chaps never stood a chance out there. We tried to get him out, but no doing. No doing. All right, 3 zeros, 2 Kates in on Tarakan. I can't wait for the guns of Tarakan to roar. You know that. Formation approaching Temela. So we're getting hit out here. We don't have any planes at Temela. 10 Oscars, 7 Lilies. They hit the airbase and the runway. Okay, they're going to come at Singapore or not? Interesting. I was actually expecting them to bomb Singapore this time. We've got a lot of things up on cap, uh, but we'll see. I mean, it should be a hell of an air battle over Singapore when it happens. We're continue to detect things. I'm going to escape through until we get to some combat. There we go. Hey, Batangas again. It's the most attacked place of all of World War II, if you didn't know that. No, not I have no idea. But it is in this game, that's for sure. Nate's and Lily's in on Batangas, right? I almost want him to take Batangas just so we don't have to see him bombing it anymore. I feel bad for, any wildlife in the area. Win Chow getting bombed. Zeros, Nate's, Lily's, nothing. Absolutely nothing happened there. They're going to hit Oh no, this is Wu Chao. They're going to hit now. Airbase, runways. We don't have any planes at Wu Chao. All right, Nate's and Sonia's in on Asiatic Fleet. Okay. Um, what's considered Asiatic Fleet? Is that the well, I'm not sure. Interesting. Okay. In at Kuching, maybe? Nope, they're not going to bomb there. And now we get one in at Rabal. The Betty's coming in, 15 of them. We did have 14 casualties as they hit the ground, but that's it. Lots of sightings this time. Got a lot of recon up, it seems. All right. It's the end of the that aircraft phase. Okay, we're taking some more stuff over to Buna. You can rest easy. Transporting supplies to Kunming. Catalina's supplies to Buna. Hey, okay, so the Salmon, the SS Salmon here, sub attack near Orchid Island, right out here. Very nice. Hit the PB. Torpedo hits one on fire, heavy damage. Wow, a U.S. sub actually hit something and it exploded. So the Salmon gets a little notch in its belt. That pulse is now done. Here we go. Land move attack phase. The Japanese are behind us. Now that happened very quickly. I thought there would be a big battle at Kuala Lumpur. At least it has not happened yet. Let's have the movement go. All right, let's things moving in India. In Australia, we have some things marching around. Ground combat at Sin Yang. Oh, okay. This is where I was wondering about. I felt like we had them surrounded here a little bit. As you can see, they've rushed forces up here. They even did a detachment out of Hankow. So they knocked us out of Hankow. Now they've got a detachment coming up the road. They have eight. Wait a minute. Japanese bombardment attack. They have 8,000 troops there. We have 41,000 troops there. Our assault value much higher. 6 casualties reported, 26 casualties reported for us. Right. Okay. We've got a lot of cores sitting there in Sinyang. We need to make sure we're deliberately attacking there. This is ground attack near Kwasai. They had 1,400 troops. We had almost 5,000. Excellent. This is just a bombardment attack again. They're trying to soften us up. We are trying to get the hell out of there and do what I usually do, which is go try to get behind the river. And we're not doing it fast enough. They only had 83 casualties. We had 1169 here. This was Japanese shock attack near Chusen. Okay. Pakwa. Oh, they've come over here now. Now they're battling us a little bit here. They've got more troops. That's never good when they've got more troops than we do, but we actually held on pretty well there. Defender leaders, that's us, folks. Um, we're a plus. Well, you can't beat that. And their leaders were a minus. They had 18 casualties. We had 869. Yeah, it's not an even battle out here, that's for certain. Here's that poor, poor force of ours. Is this what I'm thinking of? Hold on. What was the definitive? Yeah, Lusu War Area. I could never get them out of here. They were right down there. I could never get them out. They just wander the map, getting decimated quite awesome, quite often. Oh, I'm not supposed to use decimated. Some commenter long ago told me that's only losing 1 out of 10. Don't you know how the Romans coined the phrase decimated? Yeah, yeah, I know. It's got a different parlance now, if you want a fancy word. Oh, somebody in the last episode got very upset that the Dutch subs, I obviously didn't know Dutch sub nomenclature during World War II. Although I actually do, if you watch the other 120 episodes of all of this. I don't know. I said something about K and, Roman numerals or something. Very upset that I didn't know the Roman numeral, that those didn't have anything to do with Roman numerals. It was something Dutch. Okay, that's fine. We've talked a lot about Dutch subs here. All right, I think that's about it. He seemed a little quiet with the main task force here. Um, we'll kind of escape through that. Probably prepping for bigger things. I mean, just shooting AKLs out of the water, like target practice. Probably. Okay, we're back. It's now December 29th. Let's immediately go over there and see where the main task force, where we've got that. Well, we don't have them spotted. Now you can see we just absolutely emptied the area around here. We only lost one little AKL, and as you can see, we've only got two subs here. that are kind of sticking around. We've got a sub back here. We'll get him out here too. Now we only show the 2 ships, but I guarantee you the whole task force is out here. We just don't have recon on them right now because I moved all the recon planes, so we don't have a good detection level. We'll get another sub or two up there. The Dutch subs that are not Roman numeral numbered, evidently. We'll get them over here, and we'll go around and make sure all of these. You see them coming through the straits. They're just pouring out of Java and the surrounding area. But hopefully, I'll have a chance to live stream this one tomorrow. That'll be on Sunday. What's tomorrow? Like it's May 23rd, I think. Holy cow, May 23rd of the year 2021. If you're watching this sometime in the near or distant future, um, I will hope to live stream this tomorrow. If not, I will try to get up another episode if I don't have time to live stream it. But I'm going to try to right after the War in the East 2 stream, which is going to start at 10 a.m. So I will, my time, Pacific Coast time. So I'll try to do that tomorrow. But I definitely wanted to get another episode in here. December 29th now. We'll go around next time. We'll look at all of the info, all of the stats. Still looking good. Still looking, well, I had to go look at something. Let's look at what got sunk here. So the London Maru and the Kensio Maru number 2 got hit here by a Mark 9 torpedo. Okay. And a Mark 23 torpedo. Well, we're getting some other torpedoes out there. No wonder we hit something. Near Christmas Island, IO. Now, these were the torpedoes off of a cruiser. Can't remember. Was it a light? I think it's a light cruiser, actually. Um, the Neptuna went down. Did I miss? Oh, that was that sub attack, maybe. I didn't see the Neptuna going down. That I thought was a previous turn that got hit. Maybe it just went down. I don't know. I didn't see that message. I must have just missed it. The poor Canchow left all to its own devices. They quote unquote avoided contact with that little AKL a couple of times. Third time was not the charm for the Canchow. RIP guys. Thanks for trying to carry a small amount of freight across the Macassar Strait. Hey, that rhymed. Very nice way to wrap up the episode. Thank you guys so much for dropping by. This is a lot of fun. This game is starting to heat up. Really, really heat up. Java C getting hot out there. All right, guys. Strategy Gaming Dojo. I'll talk to you next time. Have a good one.